Hey guys, my name's Jazz and this is a video on 5 things to do before you travel. If you want to watch a video on 5 reasons to travel, watch that right there. First off, I'll just say that this video is aimed more at people that want to travel longer term. So if you want to travel for 1 or 2 weeks, this video is not for you. If you want to travel for a couple of months to even a few years, this video is for you. First thing to do is to book your flight. Not only is it helpful because you'll probably get a cheaper ticket booking much earlier, but this acts as a huge motivation to save your money and work towards your goal, which is to travel overseas. Before I came to Indonesia, I booked my ticket a few months in advance and I hadn't even planned anything yet. I just booked it. Once you have a date set in stone, your whole mindset changes and you're now motivated to organize everything that you have to before that date, because you have to. The second step is sell everything. Now that you know when you're leaving, you have time to sell all the things you don't want to bring when you travel. The last thing you want when you go traveling for a long time is to have all this extra stuff you have to think about. It's so much easier to just get rid of it all. Honestly, minimalist living is so liberating and so freeing. The less stuff you own, the less things that can own you. When I first came to Indonesia, I had 1 backpack and 1 surfboard bag, and that's all I owned in the world. Before I left, I sold everything from my car, all my appliances, everything. My bike, every last thing I had, I sold. Also, when you sell everything, it is such a good way to make some extra cash for traveling. Which brings me to the next point, number 3, save your money. This is an obvious one, but there are better ways to do it than others. Obviously, you're going to be working and you'll be putting X amount of money away in your bank account every week. That's saving money, but you can also save money by not spending money unnecessarily. This could be anything from going out clubbing, smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, going to the movies, going to theme parks, anything. Any way you can save a little bit of extra cash will add up in the long run. And the more money you can save, the longer you can stay overseas. So it's so worth it. Also, whenever you can, carpool with other people or take alternative transport, because petrol is so expensive, especially in Australia. Step number 4 is to learn some basic language of the country you're traveling to. Especially if you're solo traveling, this is going to be so helpful from day one when you get to that country. Just learn the basics like who, when, what, where, why, there, here, etc, etc. Just those simple words will be so helpful in getting you places and doing basic things like buying food. Obviously, it's easier to learn a language when you're in that country, but it's always good to just have a little bit of basics before you go there. It'll just make life that much easier. And step number 5, which might be the hardest for you, is quit your job. Make sure you let your employer know well in advance before you leave, so you can leave on happy terms, and who knows, even after traveling, you might come back to that job. Hopefully you found a new awesome career path or something like that. Of course, this is optional, but I've found that when I quit my job before I went overseas, it was the most freeing feeling ever. Once you go overseas, your perspectives on everything will probably change, and you'll find that you no longer want to be in that career you used to be in. A bonus tip is to get your passport and visas all up to date and in check well before you travel, at least a month, because sometimes these things take anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks to a whole month or more to process. So you don't want to have troubles with that before you fly out. Cool, so I hope you enjoyed this video today and it helps you on your travels. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and I'll be putting up more videos soon. See you later.